Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dynasty Fan Podcast. Today we are doing something very special. We have a special guest today, Christy, who is at Fallon's Dynasty _ Say hi, Christy.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be with you.
Yeah, this is super exciting. So hopefully this episode isn't too long. Hopefully you guys stick with us because we are both very excited because this is the wedding episode of Fallon and Liam. Very exciting episode overall. So if we ramble on or get too excited, please forgive us. So this is season 4, episode 2. Vows Are Still Sacred. So it was written by Josh Reams and Jenna Richmond, directed by Michael A. Alowitz, and it premiered on May 14th, 2021. The IMDb synopsis says, it's Fallon and Liam's wedding day, and Blake sits her down for a father-daughter talk. But it's not fatherly wedding advice she was expecting. Blake continues to fulfill his obligations, and Adam hosts an unexpected visitor. So, very interesting sounding episode. I was very, very excited for this episode to air. Did you watch this episode live?
Yeah, I did. And I regret it. I regret it because all the live streams were freezing so badly that night. Yeah, it's like when you want to use the internet connection to send a very important email and suddenly the internet connection doesn't work.
Oh, I know. That's the worst.
Yeah, the same thing happened that night with the live streams.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was awful.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. So we start off and we see, Fallon waking up in bed, Liam sitting at the table right next to her, and it's so cute. They're both like super, super excited to get married, especially after all the crazy drama that went down at their rehearsal dinner.
Right.
Blake finding out that Crystal cheated on him with the priest, Crystal finding out he slept with Laura Van Kirk, and both Liam and Fallon finding out that Blake slept with Laura Van Kirk. That was crazy.
So funny.
Yeah. So she already is, kind of making jokes about how her and Liam's wedding is cursed because she slept with the groom pre-wedding. So yeah, I don't know how much that will foreshadow this episode, but she said they're not worrying about tradition. They kind of, just want to have a great day. Sam's going to perform the ceremony, which is really nice. I'm glad that they did that because he has been, definitely very vital to their relationship.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's been a really big part.
He's the biggest fanboy.
Oh, absolutely. And then Liam, is being all cute. He's like, I'm finished writing my vows. And he's like, do you want to hear a little bit? And she's like, no, I don't want to be bored. Them just being cute and joking around with each other is my favorite. I love little domestic phallium. And then he leans in for a kiss and she's like, no kissing.
Oh, so now she remembers tradition.
Yeah. Now at this point, even though they already, they don't have an official officiant, Sam probably just got ordained online. All that fun stuff. So as much as I wish that this episode was just based on Fallon and Liam's wedding, we do have some other characters that are going through other stuff as well, Blake, who had the refinery explosion. So he is trying to get a lot of money back to pay for this loan in 4 hours, which...
Yes. I have to say that I had the opportunity today to rewatch that episode, and as I said before, the live streams were freezing badly that night. So today was the day that I actually got that storyline and what went down.
Yeah, same here.
So it's so I don't know, interesting.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, I can't believe that I went on for watching the entire season without having that puzzle piece in the right place, because I didn't know how Blake lost the manor, and in that episode, I just figured it out.
Yeah, I know. It's really helpful for me too, like rewatching these for this, because especially for this episode, I was so excited for the wedding part of it that I kind of not ignored, but I almost like, I don't want to say it in like a mean way that I wasn't paying attention, but I was so excited for the wedding that kind of everything else didn't register in my brain all the way.
Yeah, I get it.
So rewatching it now, and I'm able to rewatch it with like, you know, a completely clear mind because I know what happens. It's, yeah, I definitely agree. Like finding out exactly, you know, what happened for all this stuff. It's definitely very helpful.
Yeah, but you know, it's okay, because when you're excited to see where your favorite characters will go and what they're gonna be up to, it's easy to miss the business part going on. So
right, yeah.
So I guess it's, you know, common thing for all Dynasty fans.
Oh yeah, absolutely, especially Fallon and Liam fans.
Yes. I mean, it's the wedding episode.
I know.
Who cares about the rest?
Exactly. Okay, so so Blake has to repay like a lot of money and he has like a deadline of like 4 hours, I think it is, at the beginning of the episode. And
yeah,
Adam is trying to figure out, you know, he's trying to help him. And then all of a sudden,
right, help.
When has Adam tried to help anything? And then Crystal walks in, which, I mean, based off of last episode, I was kind of shocked when I saw this. You know, I was like, oh, she's back, even though she said she was going to be staying at La Mirage for a little while, especially because, you know, she's upset that he cheated on her, which I don't understand why she's upset that he cheated on her, because she cheated on him. So I think it should just cancel each other out, but I'm not in their relationship, so I'm not sure, I guess.
Yeah, but I think that Crystal wasn't only mad about the cheating part. I think she has been bottling up a lot of stuff, because Blake's character is, I don't know, all about business, power, money, and
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think she's the same. So she doesn't get these parts of Blake, and she would definitely love to see them change a little bit.
And she kind of mentions that in this scene as well. She's kind of like, you know, I understand CA is important to you, but I'm your wife, I should be important to you as well. But she's basically comes back and she's like, I just wanted to get ready here. You know, like my closet and my mirrors are much nicer than they are at the hotel. And this is Fallon's day, so we're not going to let our relationship struggles kind of deter her or make her emotion go down because it's her wedding day. So it's kind of nice that Crystal said that, you know, she doesn't want to bring the drama into this important day for Fallon and Liam. And then we go over to Sam. Sam and Ryan are Scorpio. I'm going to be referring to him as both, or because I never remember, you know, which one I should use. So Ryan and Scorpio, same person. They kind of went down the Fallon and Liam route too. If you remember in the season 3 finale, they got married and they didn't know. So
I remember that.
Yeah. So they went down the Fallon and Liam route. But it kind of looks like, at least in this first scene.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that they did went down the Fallon Liam road, but I think they kind of lack the chemistry. I don't know why. I don't see it for some reason.
Yeah, at least for right now, I definitely agree. Yeah, because especially in this scene, he looks very disinterested. And then he figures out that Ryan has been lying to him, you know, about all these different things, living in New Orleans, and all this different stuff. And he, you know, Sam he's kind of over it. He's like, you know, this isn't going to work out. Sorry, kind of thing, you know, because he doesn't want people to lie.
But I don't get it, because Sam lied his way to the manor.
Exactly. I know.
And I don't know, he's so judgmental right now, and I don't get it. But it's cute. It's Sam, so
Yeah.
everything he does is kind of cute.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And especially with, the whole season 3 drama with Fletcher and Fletcher being married, but in an open relationship, and Sam kind of, was like thrown into the middle of that. I want him to have a good relationship with someone.
Yeah, I want that for him too.
Yeah.
But I miss Steven.
I know,
miss
me
Steven
too.
so much. They were great together.
Yes. And so basically after that, we see Adam, and he is at Jeff and Alexis's house, which, kind of like you said earlier, Christy, like, is Adam really helping Blake? Turns out not, because he's giving all the information that Blake was telling him to Jeff and Alexis, who are the two people probably that want to get back at Blake the most right now and are going to want to destroy him, for lack of a better term, I guess, and destroy Carrington Atlantic.
Yeah, that's Jeff's and Alexis's thing.
Exactly. That's their whole thing right now, is to just get back at Blake. So Adam is feeding them, all of this information. So we'll see where that goes. And then we go into a new scene with Fallon. And this scene, I love it. She's choosing different shoes that she wants to wear. Alexis and Sam and Kirby are there as well. They're just having a good time choosing different shoes. And she mentions that she played Fantine in Les Miserables, which is awesome because I love Les Mis. I thought that was cool,
Yeah.
She mentions that her and Liam are making their own vows and they're going to read them to each other. How sweet is that?
Yep, that's so sweet. I was so excited for this.
Me too, especially because Liz was teasing the song that she wrote. Like, she was like, it's in this episode. And we heard like a snippet of it in the first episode. I was so pumped because I knew that was going to be her vows.
Yeah, I mean, that's so sweet. And oh my God, it's something that, I don't know. I love how, they swapped the roles of the man and the woman in Fallon and Liam's relationship. I mean, we're so used to seeing male characters do something a bit extra for their lady.
Exactly.
And now we see Fallon being the one doing this, and the rest of the time being cool about it.
Yeah, and I think that's so special because, as we've seen throughout the course of the show, she has had kind of a hard time with relationships, and I think that stems off of the fact that her parents never really had a good relationship. And so she just, wanted to find that one person who really cared about her for her and exactly who she was, and she wouldn't have to change. Like with Culhane, he wanted her to be this certain person all the time. And I think he genuinely did care about her and she cared about him, but he just wanted her to be someone that she wasn't, And then obviously the Jeff thing didn't work out because they're cousins. So
yeah, that's a detail I wanted to forget.
Yeah, me too. But they never let us forget that. They bring it up all the time.
Oh my God, I'm cringing.
I know. But at least with Liam, he has been with her since, not romantically, but just as a person, has been there for her even when she was with other people. And he was always like, you can be yourself around me. Like, you just be exactly who you are. And he fell in love with her for that fact.
And I think he fell in love with her twice because she did have amnesia.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And also, I think that Liam is the person that has seen her worst, and he was down for it still. I mean, I adore the guy.
Yeah, I know. He's such he's like a puppy. The best way that I could describe it.
Oh my God, yes. That's the word, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that that was amazing that she, is going to decide to write this song for him and just show him how much she really cares for him and how much he has had an impact on her life. So that's awesome. So she finally stands up. She chooses heels, some really high heels, might I add. They are very tall. And then she falls, and you can like hear the crack like in her
Oh my
foot.
God, yeah.
It like made me cringe. But
I could feel the pain.
I know, me too. It was not fun. But and now she's like, well, I can't walk. But so she says, and I quote, "I'm not wearing flats, not today, not ever. I'd rather crawl." So she is adamant on not wearing flats on her wedding. Oh, Fallon. She loves her heels though.
Yeah, she's always wearing heels.
Always.
And, I kind of hate this because even though she does look great, I love it when her and Liam have a height difference.
Yes.
I mean, there was a certain scene, I think, that she was in flats and they had this little cute height difference. And I don't know. I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, I think that'd be really nice too. But, she likes her flats. I mean, her heels, that's for sure. So she is just going to be stubborn about it.
Yeah, like everything else.
Exactly. But she does something really sweet, though, and she asks Alexis to walk her down the aisle with Blake, which I think is, like, such a nice thing that she asked because she has had rocky relationships with both Blake and Alexis in the past.
And so I think especially with Alexis.
Yeah. So the fact that she asked her, even if it was just for, like, help, I definitely think she, like, deep down kind of meant it and wanted both of her parents to walk her down.
Yes, because, but it was so nice of her and so thoughtful because she didn't even have to ask Alexis to walk her down the aisle. I mean, the tradition says that the father gives away the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, it was so sweet of her, and we don't see Fallon being like that with Alexis a lot,
Right.
so
Yeah.
It was kind of special.
Oh, absolutely. I loved it. And so she's in pain, which kind of sucks, I don't know what happened to her ankle. I don't know if she broke it or sprained it or something like that, but she's in pain, unfortunately. But she asks Sam to help her down to the sitting room, I think. I don't really know if they have a room for that, but the room with the piano where they are at a lot. And she's like, I need to finish my song, which I don't know why she waited until like 3 hours before her wedding to finish the song.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I mean, she hadn't finished her song.
I know.
She hadn't picked out her shoes.
Yeah, exactly. This is stuff that should be happening months before.
Exactly. I don't get it.
But I don't know. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. So going back from wedding talk, we see Dom kind of chasing Blake throughout the manor because she's currently living there. So she finds like this piece of paper, and it says that their father, Thomas Carrington, left her rights to all the minerals underneath Carrington Manor. So like any of like the rubies or diamonds or, any sort of like crystal type thing they find, Dominique like is legally owning them, something like that. So she's kind of like talking to Blake and being like, hey, like, I know you own the rights, but I own whatever is underneath the land, being like, you should probably get in business with me.
And Blake is so annoyed at that scene because he's like, it's Fallon's wedding, don't bother me and stuff like that. And
yeah, even though he's spending it on like this oil thing.
Exactly.
He just doesn't have time for Dom. He's over Dom.
It's funny how every single character has said that it's Fallon's wedding day. Yeah. And then they all go and do their own thing.
Exactly.
And no one cares about Fallon's wedding day.
I know. So, in the last episode, we learned about Anders going to Billings, Montana to like meet with this woman who I think took care of Adam's adoptive mom when she was sick. And so we see her again, but this time she's in the loft. And she came to Adam and she's basically telling him that Anders was accusing Adam of helping his adoptive mom overdosed, or like he killed her and stuff like that. And she's kind of blackmailing Adam for money. She's like, I can make sure that Anders doesn't find anything out if you give me a price, of course, you know. But I would not think it's the best decision to blackmail Adam.
No. Definitely not.
Yeah, he's not the nicest dude. But he
looks nice. He can be nice, but he really is not, I think. He's kind of a psycho boy.
Yeah, exactly. But he's definitely one of those characters where you hate to love him and you love to hate him. Like which means he's doing something right as an actor, Sam Underwood. If you like don't like a character but you also love to not like them, that means that the actor, you know, is like playing them in a way where they're doing a great job.
Yeah, totally agree. So, I used to hate Adam because of what he did to Steven. But I think that in season 4, I kind of got used to him, or I'm not gonna say that I love him, but he's interesting, and you know, I enjoy watching him.
Yeah, and he's definitely developed from when we first saw him in that episode where they were in France. He's definitely gotten I don't know if it's less crazy, but less outwardly crazy. Like he's not doing a lot of like, I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but like a lot of like stuff that's more internal, I guess, kind of more of like, I'm going to manipulate you versus like, I'm going to physically hurt you. I mean, he physically hurt Liam in season 2, but at least in season 3, he kind of was like, he was just focusing on Alexis more, so he didn't really have time to like hurt anyone else. So I think the development was definitely really interesting with his character between season 2 and season 4.
Isn't it ironic though how he's a doctor and he's
I know
exactly
people. He's like a psychopath, and he's a doctor. He's like, I would not want to go to Adam for my doctor.
No, I wouldn't want to do that either.
Yeah. Because I don't know what his motives are, you know, but I guess we'll see for the rest of season 4.
Yeah.
How he acts as a doctor. So we'll see if he does good or bad things. I don't know. Maybe he just does bad things to the Carringtons and he does good things to everyone else. I'm not sure.
We'll see.
Yes, definitely. So we go into the little piano room and Fallon is sitting with her leg up, kind of, and her foot is on an ice pack.
That was so funny.
I know. You got to elevate it, though. I mean, she's got the right idea. So.
And she also gave us a little preview of the song because she was humming it and it was so sweet.
Oh, I know. It's such a pretty melody on piano, too. So we got that little sneak peek, which was awesome. I was so excited for that. And then Blake, you know, comes over and he switches out her ice pack and she's like, thank you. And she's kind of questioning, like, why he's being so sweet. Because he, you know, never usually does this. He's not very much of, like, a sweet type of person, I guess you could say. So she asks him, though, she's like, hey, like, would it be okay with you if Alexis walks with us down the aisle? And he's like, yeah, absolutely, no problem. And then all of a sudden she's talking to him again and he just gets a phone call and just leaves. And she's like, oh, okay.
She saw that coming. I mean, he's Blake. I think it's so funny in that scene that she's still wearing the heels.
Yeah. I know. It's like her slippers are like heels. Like,
oh my God. So typical of her.
Exactly. Yep. So Fallon. We go to this one scene where it's in a car and like Shelley Duncan that we saw, you know, in the loft with Adam. We find out that she's actually working with Anders. So she's working with Anders Anders is blackmailing Shelley to blackmail Adam. So it's kind of like Inception or something.
She's a double agent.
Exactly. But Anders is thinking that, he wants to get Adam out of the way, because if Adam really did hurt his adopted mom, what's stopping him from hurting the Carringtons and stopping him from hurting Kirby? And so I can understand where Anders is coming from, I mean, Adam has shown us in the past that he's not a great guy. So, he could hurt Kirby. So Anders is just being like, like a dad. He's trying to just look out for his daughter and make sure that she doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Anders is right to be scared of Adam. Absolutely. And what he might do to Kirby, because especially what he did to Alexis was evil. Was pure evil.
Pushing someone into the fire?
Yes, and
that's like a felony.
Yeah, I know that it's Dynasty, so Alexis recovered, and I don't know.
Yeah, we went from it. They needed an excuse to go from Nicolette Sheridan to Elaine.
Yeah, I mean, she recovered, and she became so hot and so good looking, and she looks even younger now.
I know. I love
the
Elaine.
Actress is younger, but in real life, if this thing happened, I mean, she would never recover, I think.
Oh yeah, she'd probably have some really bad burns and stuff like that. But, it's Dynasty. They got to make an excuse for an actor change.
Exactly.
But at least we don't have a new Crystal this season, so that's nice.
Yeah, but I do miss Crystal number 2. She was my favorite Crystal.
Yes, I loved her. But I really like Daniela too.
I don't know. It's not that I don't like her. It's that she has such a calm spirit, and her acting is completely different. And I really liked the spark that Crystal number 2 had. And the hair. I mean, her hair
she's very nice hair, yeah.
We're so shiny, yes. Fallon was right.
I definitely agree. I do think they have very different acting styles, but I really do like the way that Daniela has been portraying Crystal so far in season 4. And it's sometimes it's hard for me to remember that season 3 and season 4 Crystal are technically the same Crystal in the storyline as season 2 Crystal is.
Yes, they're completely different.
Yeah, but I really don't want to say anything bad about Daniela. I think she's a great person. And the fact that she was able to jump onto this in a show that had already been established to a character that has already been established by someone else. I think she's doing a really good job, and I hope, future seasons she continues to shine and continues to give more life to Crystal.
And I always wondered why the writers I don't know, they decided to change the character completely, like the way it's written. I mean, I think it's not just the actress. I think they're written differently.
Yeah.
For example, Crystal number 2 was so into football, and do you remember her scenes where she was watching the game and she was cheering? And I don't know, we haven't seen Crystal number 3 do that at all.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that maybe there has been a little bit different of writing for her. I don't know if that's based off of the fact that Daniela has a little bit of a different acting style in the way that she portrays Crystal. So I don't know if they, kind of wrote her character different.
I think the preferences differ. If you prefer the writing style that they used for Crystal number 2, then you like Crystal number 2. If you prefer the writing style that they used for Crystal number 3, then you like Crystal number 3. I don't think it has much to do with the actresses or their skills. So I think they're both doing great.
Yeah, absolutely. So next we have kind of a Blake and Crystal scene. So Blake gets a call, or he calls the guy that's doing the loan, and he's like, hey, so what's going on? Do we have the tankers yet? Are you going to be able to kind of like make up for the fact that we lost a bunch of this stuff. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, you have 2 hours to pay $100 million to the bank if you want this. Also, I sold the loan to someone else. And Blake's like, are you kidding? He's like, what's going on? And so Crystal kind of confronts him, and she's like, why is the funding to the hospital and our program not going through? And Blake's like, well, I'm out of oil, so I kind of took the money out of the hospital so that I could pay it back. And she's like, are you kidding me? She's like, you're taking money out of this place where we need to have money in.
Charity money. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
That's like, so low of him. He's a billionaire taking charity money. Oh my God.
I know. So that was crazy. But Blake has the audacity to then ask Crystal if she can ask her dad for a loan. And she's like, no. Like, that's crazy.
And yes, it's like, I've been trying to cut ties with my family, and now you want me to go back to them and ask them for money too?
Right, exactly. Yeah, she's like, and then she brings up the fact that CA has destroyed Blake, with their family and him being so focused on it. It's kind of destroyed their relationship. He kind of seems like he cares more about it than he cares about Crystal, which kind of sucks, because you should definitely put the person you're married to above business. But he is just money hungry, and he just wants to get more and pay off this loan. And then she leaves and walks out by saying, nothing would make me happier than to watch CA crash and burn.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dang, Crystal.
But she's right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I definitely see where she's coming from.
I think that if we were in her shoes, we'd say the same thing.
Absolutely. For sure. So now we get to one of my favorite scenes, or I guess it's not favorite, but the beginning of it is. It's when Fallon is showing her wedding dress to Kirby and Alexis. Her wedding dress is so pretty.
Yeah.
It's like simple and elegant and classy.
Exactly. I was expecting Fallon to wear something a bit extra.
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting, I don't know, diamonds on it.
Yeah, I honestly was expecting something different. Like, I wasn't expecting her to kind of go this simple but elegant route. I mean, it definitely does look a lot like Liz's wedding dress from when she got married.
I think it was supposed to be Liz's wedding dress. Yeah, that's what she said. It was her second choice or something.
Yeah, which is awesome. I mean, that's really cool that they put that in there. And I definitely think
because now she wore them, both. She wore the one in her real wedding and the other one in her fictional wedding.
Right, exactly. So she kind of got to wear both, which is really cool. But I think it looked great on her. It was super pretty, super nice that it was just kind of simple, because she wears very extravagant clothes on the daily. Like some of her outfits. I mean,
isn't it weird that she decided to go simple on her wedding day?
I kind of like it though. I mean, she wears it'll be like a Tuesday and she's wearing the most extravagant Dolce & Gabbana dress. That I'm like, I kind of like that it was just, it was plain white, strapless, a really beautiful fit and flare kind of form to it, and then the little buttons on the back. I really, really thought it was beautiful. And Kirby and Alexis did too. They loved it. I don't know why Alexis is wearing silvery white.
That's what I was thinking about.
I was like, you're not supposed to wear white, or silver is close to white, one of those two, to a wedding.
There was a scene where Alexis, it's later in the episode, but Alexis was like, the bride's mother is the second most important person in the wedding. So yeah, I kind of get her choice of wearing white.
Yeah, she also just wants attention.
Yes, it's Alexis.
It is, absolutely.
She even stole her daughter's face once.
Yes, exactly. That was more Adam though.
Yeah, but I can't say that she hated it.
No, absolutely. Really. Yeah, you're totally right. But But so Blake knocks on the door and we have a really like sweet moment. He's like, this is a great moment for you. Like, I'm really proud of you, stuff like that. He's being really sweet. And you can see it's kind of cut off by the bottom of the screen, but Fallon's playing with her ring, which is really cute that she does that. She does that a lot since she's gotten it. And then Blake hits her with the bad news. He goes, so there is an emergency at CA that I need to go over. And he's basically saying a bunch of the stuff about it. And she's like, is this your way of trying to like get money out of me? And he's like, yeah. She's like,
and she's not having it.
No, not at all. She's like, this is my wedding day and you're asking me for money. And it's not like he just asks her for like a couple $100. He asks her for $100 million.
Which might be like 100 bags for Fallon, but whatever.
But still, like $100 million to a millionaire, that's still kind of a lot, whereas like maybe like $1,000 wouldn't be. But like, she's like, absolutely not. She's like, then she figures it out. She's like, this is why you've been so nice to me all day and why you're letting Alexis walk down the aisle with us. She's like, you're just trying to like get me into a good mood so that I'll give you $100 million. But no, absolutely, that's not happening.
I don't think that was true though. He didn't know back then that he wouldn't get more time or that they would sell the loan to someone else.
Yeah, but I think he still kind of knew that needed to be an option just in case.
Yeah, okay, I agree. That's very Blake of him. So
thinking out all of the stops and like, even if I don't get the loan, I'm gonna have to get this money because he doesn't have that much money right now. So
yeah,
he's like, I think he was trying, like, it wasn't his first option, but he definitely needed to try it later in the day.
So Blake has really lost his billionaire status at this point, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was definitely due to the refinery explosion. He lost a lot of oil. And that's what Carrington Atlantic is they're like an oil energy company. They, sell the stuff to other companies. I don't really know how it works. I'm not in the oil business, but
it's weird though. Doesn't he own more companies? Because I think he does. Why didn't he just sell?
I don't know. They didn't really explain that in this episode.
Weird. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
All right. So Blake calls the bank for an extension on the loan. And, like I said earlier, they're like, yeah, we sold it to someone else. And he's like, I'll transfer you to the person we sold it to. And Alexis picks up the phone.
Surprise.
Exactly. Blake's like, are you kidding me? So he basically is like, what's going on? And they're like, well, because you can't pay for the loan, the bank gets to take all your assets away from you. But since we bought the loan, we are technically the bank in this situation, so we can take all of this stuff from you. So Alexis and Jeff get to take the manor from Blake. They get everything that he put up in case he wasn't able to pay this loan. It's kind of like a gambling thing. He's like, okay, I'll put in the manor and like other stuff. If I can't pay this back to you, you can take this from me.
Even though I was so mad at Blake at this point of the episode, it still felt wrong when Alexis took the manor. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
It has to be Blake's. He has to be in it. I don't know. He has that Carrington vibe, the head of the family and stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. So this causes, like, Jeff's like, oh, but we're going to be nice. We're going to let you have it for the next, 40 minutes, and you can have it for the rest of the date for the wedding. But as soon as the wedding is over, you need to get out. And so this causes a fight between Blake and Jeff. And then the camera pans over and we see Fallon standing there. And she sees Blake and Jeff fighting, and she heard about Alexis being manipulative towards Blake. And she's pissed. She's like, I don't know why I ever thought that this day could be normal, that my parents could be normal, but don't walk me down the aisle anymore. And so we go outside now. Cute little Liam is taking his
God, that was
wedding
such a
photos. Yes, he's so cute. And so she walks up to him and she's like limping. You know, he's like super concerned. He's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" You know, just thinking of her first, which is so sweet.
So Liam of him.
Very, exactly. And she's like, "Let's just leave." She's like, "This place has some bad vibes right now. Let's just go." Like, if the wedding is more for the guests anyways, like the party aspect of it. And she's like,
she abducted the groom.
Yeah. She's like, "Let's just go. Let's go to the last place that everything was perfect."
Yeah, and you know, at this scene, I remember their quote, "Let's run away together, baby, you and me, till the end of time."
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely. And I, at this point watching it, I was like, "Oh my God, are they gonna go get married at like town hall?" And like, you know, because that place is super meaningful towards them. That's the place where they first got married. So I was like, "Oh, they're gonna go get married there." So yeah, that doesn't really happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, so Fallon and Liam reveal that they're at a high school. They're at her high school, which is weird. I don't know. I don't like the fact that they did that.
Well, she was nostalgic all day.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to get married in my high school.
Yeah, me neither. But
so that's where they are. Liam, you know, is kind of messing around on the piano. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the production of Fallon and Liam's wedding." You know, just super, super cute.
Yeah, and that was, he almost revealed their location by doing that.
Because she was on the phone with Blake. Yeah. So she's like, "Liam, stop," or whatever. And then she texts Kirby and she's like, "Kirby, like, are you coming? Bring me flats." Or she actually sends like the emoji of like sneakers, I think, which is like, I was like, whoa, Fallon wearing flats. First of all, just flats, but second of all, sneakers.
Sneakers.
I was like, wow, something, she just must be really just done with the day and done with everybody else. But
I think she mentioned something about her ankle being swollen and at the size of a, I don't know, grapefruit, did she say?
Yeah. So she probably needs something comfy.
Yeah.
So Kirby goes into Fallon's room to pick out some just different pairs of flats for her. And Evan's in there. Evan, like the one who was sabotaging all of the wedding stuff in the first episode. He was in there and he like confronts Kirby. He's like, "What are you doing here? Where's Fallon?" She's like, "I don't know, I'm just grabbing stuff for her." And he's like, "That's a lie." And then he stabs her.
Yeah, I mean, I was so shocked when he did that.
Me too. He stabbed her.
That's a psycho boy.
Literally, yeah.
That's how I call him. I don't even call him by his name.
I know, it was insane. Like, I can't, like, if that was Fallon, he would have stabbed Fallon.
No, I don't think he would, because he wanted to marry Fallon, not her corpse. So.
Well, I know, but he had a knife with her. He didn't know Kirby was in the room. He thought Fallon was there. But
I think he only stabbed Kirby in order for her to not ruin his plans of abducting Fallon.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, still, he could have done that in other ways besides stabbing Fallon.
Yeah.
But, stabbing Kirby, sorry. But he ends up leaving, like, a bloody handprint on the door.
Yeah.
But then we go back to Fallon and Liam at the theater, and, you know, they're just being cute and talking. She's like, "This is where, like, I went on stage as a character, and I really liked it." And Liam's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I missed it." Like, that would have been so cute if he was in the audience for her shows. But Sam arrives, and Fallon's texting Kirby, and she's like, "Where are you?" And the message on the phone, Kirby says she'll be right there. But we know that that's not Kirby, because she's currently bleeding out on the floor. So Evan took her phone. So, yeah. So far, nobody knows what happened to Kirby. So that's interesting.
Yeah, they're all thinking that it's his
just
I don't know, caught up in something.
Yeah, or she's running late, or there's traffic, or she's still picking out the shoes. But then we go to...
But yeah, how could they have imagined that she's stabbed and bleeding on the floor?
Exactly. So we go to a Alexis and Dominique scene, and Dominique's revealing to her that she has she's legally own. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. She legally owns the rights to all the minerals underneath Carrington Manor, and she's kind of asking Alexis, like, you want to buy it, kind of like that, and Alexis is like, no. They're kind of just playing each other a little bit, and Dom's trying to like get her to do all this stuff. But we go back to the wedding. They're sitting on the piano together, little Fallon and Liam. They're so cute. And Culhane walks in, which is like, oh, okay.
Weird.
And Fallon's like, well, we don't know where Kirby is, so you can be our witness, I guess. And he's like, are you guys getting married at the high school? And she's like, well, yeah, I mean, we have the minister here. We have a witness. We're both here.
So let me get this straight. They're getting married in Fallon's high school on the stage. The witness is Fallon's ex-fiance.
Yeah.
And the priest is Sam.
Yeah. So a very unconventional group of people. But yeah, so it's super cute. So basically Sam's like, all right, like, get ready, like, come in your places kind of thing. And it's so cute because they like Fallon and Liam take a deep breath at the same time while they're holding hands, It's so sweet. This is just us fangirling right now.
If you keep describing the scene, I'm gonna just start making cat noises.
Exactly, literally. But so Sam says some really nice things. He's like, you guys have been through a lot together. And then his phone rings. And this is one of my favorite lines that Fallon has ever said. So Sam's like, oh, it's Ryan. And she's like, if his last name is not Gosling, do not answer it. Which is so funny. Because I'm like, why would you keep your ringer on for this? Like, this is crazy.
and then Sam goes, he's about to hang up, and then he just decides that he wants Ryan to watch his pitch, which is so Sam of him because he's such a show off, and I love it.
Yeah. So Sam answers the call, and both Fallon and Liam are like, are you kidding? Like, this is not the time to do this right now. And Sam's like, oh, we're going to talk about our relationship, but actually just give me 5 minutes. And then he hands the phone to Culhane. He's like, Ryan, just listen to my speech. And so they now have this guest they don't know. And Liam's like, let's get this over with so we can live happily ever after, which is so sweet.
Yeah, the look Fallon gave him.
Yeah, she was like, do not say that like that. So Sam, just saying like these super nice things. He's like, this is you guys met in a crazy way, but when something's meant to be, it's meant to be. And it can take you even just 5 minutes to realize it. But he's like, it didn't take any of us a long time to realize that you two are meant to be together and you should be together. And he's like, and now it's your turn for the vows. And so Fallon's like, well, instead of just writing vows, I wrote a song for you. And Liam's little face is so cute.
Oh my God.
And so she performs.
I'm gonna cry.
I know, me too. So she performs More Than Me, which is beautiful. Liz actually wrote it herself, with her husband, I think, too. And it's so cool that she actually, wanted to put in that time and effort because nobody knows Fallon better than her. She plays her.
Yeah.
So she knows exactly, what they've been through, how to write this song that is so personal to Liam and says, like the first line is a courthouse in the rain where we begin. That's only prevalent to her and Liam's relationship.
I'm having goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I know, same here. And I love the fact that she says, I love you more than me. Because, I guess some people could definitely call Fallon kind of selfish, whether she is doing it on purpose or not. But she's like, this is the first time that I've ever loved someone more than I love myself. And little Liam is, I guess he's not little. I just call him that because he's so cute.
Yeah, because
he's like all teary-eyed, and he's like, you want me to read my boring vows after that? But his vows
so he simply
sweet.
promised her that he will never let her go.
And he'll hold on tight.
Oh my God.
And he'll shout it, and he shouts it in the theater. He's like, I love you, Fallon Carrington, which I love, like, proclamations of love like that, you know, where they kind of shout it, and he's like, I expected more people to hear that, and she's like, it's okay, I heard it, and he's like, that's all that matters, is that you hear it. And so then they get married. They're so excited to put the little rings on each other. I call everything little. I don't know. I'm sorry if I keep doing that. I think anything that's cute is little. So they put the rings on, and then Sam's like, you guys can kiss. And so they kiss, and it's so cute. And now they're married. Yay.
Yay. Until.
I know. So then we get to a scene with, I never remember his name. The pastor guy. Collins, right? Father Collins, something like that.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't remember his name either. I
think it's Father Collins.
I always call him Crystal's priest.
Yeah, okay. So I guess I don't remember his name either. But Crystal visits him, and, you know, she's kind of like, I'm still married, like, but I don't know if I want to be married anymore. She's kind of like seducing him.
Yeah, but which like, feels so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like them together at all. I didn't like that priest.
Yeah, I didn't like them together either. But
I don't know. He has a weird vibe. Like,
yeah,
I feel like he's not really a good guy, even though he is. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, though.
But I don't know. I was kind of, I was even suspecting that he has an evil background and that he'll do something bad.
Yeah.
But he didn't. But I don't know. He was giving me that vibe, that villain vibe.
Oh, I definitely got the same vibe as you then, because something was off for me. I was like, yeah, I don't know, but we'll see, I guess. So we are headed back to the manor right now, and Adam sees that there's a bloody handprint outside Fallon's door, and he sees Kirby. He rushes in. He's like, oh my gosh. And he is putting pressure on the wound, and Kirby's not responding. And that's all we see for right now. And
yeah,
Blake's on the phone with Anders, and he's like, well, yeah, they mentioned some, like, they were at some sort of, like, theater, maybe. They mentioned a production. And Blake's like, why would they go to a theater? Fallon hasn't been to a theater since, like, she was in high school. And then he kind of figures it out. And so we go to the theater again, and they're just sitting on the stage. Fallon has Liam's jacket on. He's like, is this how you ever pictured your third wedding to be?
That was the cutest scene.
Yeah.
Them sitting like that. It's my favorite moment from the wedding.
Yeah, and she's wearing his jacket. I always love when they wear the jacket. And he's like, maybe we should consummate the marriage right here. And she's like, and then she's like, oh, I already did, or something like that, with like some other guy. Yeah. And she's like, but don't leave. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go get the champagne from the car. And she's like, well, it's probably warm. You know, she just has these like funny one-liners. But then when Liam's leaving, we see Evan in the background, which,
yeah,
if Liam's not there, that means Fallon's by herself, and Evan being there,
holding a knife and a rope.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is not going to be good. I was freaking out when I saw this live, Christy. You don't even understand. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, what is he going to do? Is he going to like hurt her? But
I never got, though, how did he figure out that they would be there? I mean, Kirby and Sam had a talk about it. They didn't text it.
I think maybe
the location.
Yeah, I think maybe Kirby or sorry, I forgot his name. Evan. He might, when he had Kirby's phone, I think he might have either been able to see Fallon's location, like through her phone, or she had told Kirby previously in text messages that we hadn't seen. Like, oh, like we're going to be at the theater. This is where you're going to meet us. And then maybe he saw it that way. But we don't know for sure. They never mentioned it in the show. So he could have like found it.
Anyway, whatever. There were bigger plot holes in the entire show, so we don't care about that. It's a little detail at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So back at the manor, Alexis confronts Jeff and she's like, so I heard that there can be minerals under the Carrington property. And she's like, just because we aren't really together anymore doesn't mean we can't be partners in business if you want to be. And, you know, Jeff kind of agrees. He's like, I do like diamonds. And she's like, and digging up the grounds to try to find the stuff would make Blake go crazy. And, you know, that's their favorite thing. Jeff and Alexis's favorite thing to do is
mess with Blake.
Exactly. Yep. So
I think that the first thing they do in the morning is wake up and I don't know, check their schedules, and the first thing written on the schedule is mess with Blake.
Absolutely, for sure. Definitely. We always think how they could screw over Blake that day.
And then the last thing on their schedule is a question to themselves. Did we ruin Blake's day enough today?
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, for sure.
How can we do better tomorrow?
Right. So then, you know, Alexis kind of tells Dom, she's like, oh, like, Jeff's in. Like, he won't know why. He'll pay for all the digging stuff, but we're not going to tell him, like, that we're only getting it, kind of.
Yeah, that there's Dominic involved in it because...
Exactly.
He would shut it down.
Oh, 100%. But back at the theater, Evan's walking really fast towards Fallon, and she, like, freaks out. She sees him, and she's calling out for Liam. She's like, help me, please. And he grabs her, and he's like, I will cut you with this knife if you make one more sound. Which is really scary. I felt so bad for her. And he ties her up with the rope. What was your reaction when you first saw it?
I think that the first time that I saw it, I knew that nothing bad would happen to her, but it was still kind of, it was making me nervous because he did stab Kirby.
Yeah, so like, you don't know, like, we don't know at this point what he could do. And Dynasty, because it's a soap opera, they can do anything.
Yes, and then, of course, the protagonist would get away with it, but...
Yeah.
Still, they put you in a position where you're being nervous.
And especially, like, the fact that this is going to be such a happy episode. You know, you can't just have a happy episode in Dynasty. There has to be something.
There has to be drama. I mean, that's why we all watch it.
Absolutely, for sure.
I mean, as much as we complain about stuff, we do love the drama. That's why we come back to the show.
Absolutely.
Whatever happens.
Yeah, so he has Fallon tied up. He has the knife to her neck that he stabbed Kirby with. And he's like, I'm doing this for my sister. And
yeah, I mean... You mentioned that it's the same knife, and there was actually Kirby's blood on it.
Yeah.
And it was so, I mean, gross.
I know, exactly. And so, but Fallon is like, wait, so this whole thing is about Trixie? She's like, I'm sorry, it was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose. And he's just being super creepy, like whispering in her ear and being like, I kept stuff of yours. I kept a lock of your hair. Like, it's so freaky. And Fallon's trying to do this thing where, like, she's trying to agree with him. She's like, well, I thought we had something special, you know, trying to, like, talk him down from,
making him believe Blake is going to go with him.
Yeah.
Without putting a fight. And
it's kind of...
wants this too.
Exactly. And it's kind of working because he lets go of her and he turns to face her. And she's like, the only reason I got back with Liam was because he didn't have amnesia anymore. And Evan's like, well, I tried to give you one last chance to choose me. I was delaying your wedding. And she's like, well, okay, we'll just calm down. We can talk about it. And then Liam walks in. And I kind of wish Liam did something a little bit more protective. I know he couldn't because Evan had a knife to Fallon's throat.
Yeah, he was afraid that something bad would happen to Fallon.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish he kind of would have like done something. I just want to see like protective Liam, you know.
Yeah.
But I understand there's only so much that you can do. But so he turns around and he like gets Fallon back.
Maybe you know what? I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Maybe if Evan would have, you know, kind of run to Liam and started fighting with him, maybe it would be, you know, more interesting to watch, and we would see Liam do more protective stuff and throw a punch.
Yeah, but I mean, also Evan would have had a knife, and you know we wouldn't want both Fallon and Liam to get hurt at all.
Yeah, but definitely not. But it would be nice to see him, I don't know, have a fight with him.
For sure, yeah.
I don't know why I want people to fight.
It adds to the drama. It's the good part. I love seeing people like fight, especially in like soap operas, you know, because it just adds so much more drama and stuff that you can't really express verbally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the characters will express it physically. But we stop for a minute on Fallon and Liam, and Anders walks into Fallon's room and he sees that Kirby's on the floor and Adam is applying pressure to her wound. And
he's literally like, Adam has been framed without even having done anything.
Yeah, he thinks Adam
Anders
did it.
walked in. You know, he just had bad timing.
Right, exactly. Because Adam was genuinely trying to help Kirby. He cares for Kirby, you know, but Anders has a gun and he points at Adam and he goes like, "If she dies, you do too." So he definitely thinks that Adam played some part in Kirby.
Or that he even did this.
Yeah, which we know is not true, but I mean, I kind of understand where he's coming from just because Adam isn't a good guy and it looks kind of shady. I mean, there is no knife around and Adam doesn't have a knife in his hand, so there's really no way he could have done it, but I mean, Anders is probably in shock from seeing his daughter stabbed, so.
Yeah, but
I can understand.
He really kept it together, even though he saw Kirby like that.
Yeah.
I was expecting a bigger reaction.
I mean, he did point a gun at Adam.
Yeah, but I was still expecting some devastation or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's your daughter, Anders.
Yeah, I think he was in shock too. But back at the theater, you know, Liam starts to move towards Fallon and Evan, and he's like, "Stay back, stay back." And Fallon's kind of apologizing to Evan, and she's like, "I'm sorry. This whole thing is making me nervous, you know, like there might be a chance where we can be together." She's at this point kind of bullshitting him and being like, sorry for my language, by the way. She's kind of like, you know, trying to get him to believe that they'll be together so that he'll leave her alone. She doesn't actually want to be together with him, but she's trying to just say this just so that he'll back off.
Yeah, and he looks so confused, like, should I believe her? Should I not?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think there is a part of him that wants to believe her, so...
I mean, he delayed the wedding so that he could get married to her.
Yeah, so he's not attacking her at this point. She's kind of safe, but... Yeah, he's still questioning her intentions. So.
For sure. And I feel like he's kind of doing this in front of Liam, kind of saying like, if I can't have her, no one can. Like, I think the knife to her throat was more to Liam to see versus that he would actually do anything to Fallon.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, hey, like, if I can't have her, you can't either, Liam. Like, there's a knife to her throat kind of thing. But anyways, he like kind of grabs her and he's facing her now, but the knife is still at her throat. And Fallon looks at the side and I'm like, what's going on? And Blake is there. So Blake and Liam are kind of like talking with their eyes. They make eye contact with each other. And
yeah, because Evan doesn't know that Blake is there.
Right, exactly.
Because Blake is standing behind him. So
yep. So yeah, so Blake starts running. He's like, Liam, now. And so Liam has like the power grid next to him. Oops, sorry. He has like the
Okay.
power grid next to him, and he's like, Liam, do it now. And so Liam shuts off all the lights, and Blake tackles Evan to get him away from Fallon. That's his daughter, you know, it's on her wedding day. Like, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. So Liam turns the lights back on and they run towards it, and he's very protective. He like puts his arm out so she doesn't fall into the orchestra pit. It was so sweet.
But I know you will all think that I'm mean for saying that, but I always laugh when I watch this Shin, because the way you hear the drums when Blake falls on top of them and the lights are out, and then you open them and it's Blake laying there on the drums. I don't know, it's kind of funny because it's Blake, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't fall too far. But no, and then Evan's like on top of like another instrument or something. But Fallon and Liam look down and they look nervous, and that's the end of the episode. Any final thoughts for you, Christy?
Yeah, I have to say that overall it was a good episode, and one thing that I really enjoyed was seeing Dominic getting something. I mean, she didn't have power in her hands. She was just there going around and asking for help and trying to get attention and money from other people. And she finally has something in her hands.
Exactly,
And I think that helps a lot in her character development, because she was it felt like she was intimidated by everyone being in power around her. And she was like the stray of the family. And I don't know, I love seeing her like this, and I think the rest of the season will be really interesting.
Absolutely. I definitely agree, and especially because, you know, we know she's a Carrington because Thomas Carrington had an affair with her mom. So we know by blood she's a Carrington, but we hadn't seen really anything left to her, and this was the first thing that was left to her by Thomas Carrington. So I think she, you know, I totally agree. She is super pumped about this because she's finally getting her roots and getting stuff that, like, you know, she deserves just as much as Blake has gotten, you know, because she should have been born into that family. She is a Carrington by blood. Like, maybe she's not full siblings with Blake, but they still have the same father. She's just as much of a Carrington as he is. So I'm excited and happy that she's finally, you know, getting the stuff that she deserved for her whole life, because she mentioned that she grew up not getting this stuff. So
yeah, it's like the whole flavor of her character changed.
Exactly.
I used to kind of question why she's even there. Why are we wasting scenes on Dominic? Because, okay, so I don't know, it's like every episode was the same for her. Like, she wasn't doing anything different. She was just there begging. So now it's, I don't know, I love it. I love it. What's going on? I feel like the scenes aren't being wasted anymore. She's going somewhere.
Absolutely. And I love that because I think she's a great character. And I definitely want to see more out of her, especially that she, you know, was bumped up to series regular in season 3. So I think they should be getting, you know, more stuff out of her because she's a very talented actress. I really like Michael Michelle.
Yeah, so I like her too.
She definitely deserves to get a lot of great storylines, and I'm glad that she's finally getting this, you know, how, you know, she has these mineral rights left to her. But yeah, I definitely agree. Really excited that Fallon and Liam got married. It was a long time coming.
Yes. I mean,
especially because they were this episode and the previous episode were supposed to be in season 3. So Evan, you know, attacking her at her wedding, and him and Blake in the orchestra pit, that was supposed to be the finale of season 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they only ended season 3 on episode 20 when it was ordered to be a 22 episode season.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because of the pandemic, so they had to shut down early. And so I heard rumors, and I've speculated, and they've kind of said too that like, and this episode had definitely much of a finale feel to it, even though it's the start of the season, but definitely having that big injury where you're like, oh my gosh, is Blake alive? Is Evan alive?
Yeah.
It definitely felt like it would have been the finale. So I think that this would have been the finale of season 3, their wedding and stuff like that.
Yeah, you gotta be right about that.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that season 3 only had 20 episodes.
Yeah, so it just ended on like a random
episode. Because, I didn't... This was my first hiatus of the show because I watched season 1, 2, and 3 in 2 weeks or something.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the first time that I waited, and because I watched so many episodes in such a little time, I don't really remember, the number of episodes of each season, and I'm still getting confused sometimes about it. So, wow, yeah, I had no idea. Thank you for telling me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I am glad that this was not a finale because I wouldn't have been able to wait like 6 months to find out.
Are you kidding me?
What happens? But we got so much good, like fluffy thallium stuff in this episode that I loved, and I thought it was super sweet. We got some Blake being deceitful, Alexis and Jeff being deceitful. We got Evan stabbing Kirby, Anders and Adam going after each other. Pretty much classic
Dynasty.
Exactly. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I wanna actually say hi to our Twitter friends.
Yeah.
I wanna say hi to Carolina, Tara, Kim, or Jim. She said it's Jimberly, actually. So that's how it's pronounced. I promised them I would mention all of them. Ash.
Yeah.
Not forgetting anyone. Anna. It's so nice. I think that the nicest thing that came out of me starting watching Dynasty is that I met you guys, and I love chatting with you about the episodes and analyzing characters every day. And I just love you guys.
Yeah, me too, you guys. We appreciate you so much, and everyone else who's like listening to this too. I appreciate you guys. Letting me make this for you. I really enjoy Dynasty. I really enjoy talking about it. So thank you for listening, and thank you for, just allowing me to do this. I have so much fun doing it. And like you said, all the friends that I've made through this is amazing, and I could not be more grateful for you guys. You are the best. It makes me be on Twitter for 10 hours a day and probably even more. So thank you to all of you guys, and thank you to my other group chats and my other friends who I'm not in a group chat with, but I love dearly. And thank you also to anybody who makes like edits. Like, I know there are some very talented people who make edits and write stuff for us. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. You help keep us sane when we are in hiatus.
Right.
So, yes.
And I would definitely also suggest... What's wrong with me? Anyway, my brain's stuck. I would also suggest to every Dynasty fan to actually take the opportunity and join you in this podcast, because I know you're open to it. And
yes,
I don't know, it's been amazing for me. And
me too.
I'm definitely glad that I was with you today.
I'm so glad you're with me too. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, if anybody else ever wants to join, just let me know. I love talking about Dynasty so much, and people in my real life don't like it as much as I do, so talking about it with other people who genuinely enjoy it as much as I do is amazing. Thank you so much for coming on to this with me, Christy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to come on, just let me know. So you guys can follow me on Twitter at Falliamsdelena. So that's FALLIAMSDELENA. That's my just regular Dynasty account, or you can follow this podcast on Twitter at DynastyFanPod. You can also email me any thoughts or questions or anything you kind of just really want to say. The Dynasty Fan Podcast at gmail.com. You should go and definitely follow our guest Christy today. She is at Fallon's Dynasty _. So definitely go check out her account. Do all the things. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe and please like and leave a comment about how you like the episode, and any critiques or any theories that you have or any comments on certain things that happen in the episode are definitely welcomed. So again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining me, Christy, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you later.
See you.